Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to a fully spoilerly episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes for Kaiju number 8, chapter 44, and wow, just wow. Almost with every new chapter, certifiably with every major plot reveal, I am newly floored by Matsumoto's skill in writing. This creator is the master of story twists. When Matsumoto presents a plot twist, the reader usually genuinely feels both shocked and at the same time fully aware that the storyline could not have gone in any other way given the clues that Matsumoto dropped in their previous writing. Mostly, Matsumoto does this by hiding major clues behind common shonen tropes. We get one of those in this chapter with the reveal of a previous captain of the second division. Now, there are two layers to this plot twist. One is that I was expecting the second division to play a huge role in the story somehow. Now, I feel obligated to explain my logic as I really didn't have time to do a video on this before the big reveal, and I only reference it once in one of my previous videos as kind of a side note. You may have heard that the classic university senior prank day prank. You get 3 pigs or goats or chickens, basically any animal that you can ethically release in a building, will cause a lot of chaos but no real harm, will need to be captured, and most importantly, are small enough to plausibly be hiding in the building if you can't see or hear one. So you really can't do this with horses or cows or, say, hamsters that can never be found. You need to hit that mid-range somewhere in between chicken and pig. Anyway, you number these critters number 1, number 2, and number 4. The officials in the building catch all 3 and then frantically spend days or hours hunting down the missing number 3. Classic prank, and one that relies on the psychological reality that if a human brain sees a pattern, that brain wants to complete the pattern. This manga relies heavily on that concept and has from the get-go. We see the very title, Kaiju number 8, and we need to know what happened to Kaijus number 1 through 7. I did a whole video on how catchy and intriguing and how full of information that title was. We know that Big Daddy Shinomiya had weapon number 2, and that weapon number 6 is in cold storage. So what happened to weapons number 3, 4, and 5? For those, of course, there's always the possibility that the kaiju in question was so badly damaged that they weren't able to make a weapon out of it, so we don't know that every numbered kaiju has a corresponding numbered weapon, but the pattern and the concept still stand. We are introduced to the third division, and we wonder how many other divisions they are. We are introduced to the first division, and we know that there is a second division, and we all wondered what special role the second division was going to fill. The third division was the Golden Child division that the Kaiju Defense Force uses for propaganda purposes. That is the division that the Defense Force is unhesitatingly proud of and wants people to look at. The first division is a problem child, but so powerful that the Kaiju Defense Force lets them be as long as the first continues to take out the monstrous kaiju with such efficiency. In my video where the kaiju come from, I speculated that the second division might be their naval division, serving as a kaiju coast guard of sorts and taking out aquatic phase kaiju before they had a chance to make landfall. Now it looks like I was wrong, but it shows that I was speculating about what the role the second division was going to play, so I'm not just talking out of my ears here. But now, in order to get into the second theory, not my own, that resolved itself fully in this chapter, I will need to get into real spoilers for chapter 44. So here I am giving you the chance to sit up and click away. While you wait until you can catch up on Kaiju number 8, you can go check out my latest book, Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, available for pre-order on Indiegogo. Monty Python meets Star Trek is a short collection of human absurdity that will be available in early to mid-November. Now, shoo, spoilers are coming. Okay, now this chapter took me by surprise. In the last chapter, I was totally focused on the dynamic between Kaiju number 8 and number 9, trying to figure out why Kafka couldn't transform, what Kaiju number 9 was doing, and how this was going to resolve itself. I was expecting adrenaline and dread from this chapter, with the biggest threat being perhaps how will Kafka survive the Defense Force if he can't prove himself useful, if he can't transform. Then in the third panel on the first page, Matsumoto hits us with an emotional roundhouse in the form of interpersonal relationships. I love this creator. Okay, don't move, ISO. The deputy director quietly says to Big Daddy Shinomiya. Those 3 words sent me leaping from my computer and squealing around my office, but I will be doing a whole video on everything that went down on that scene. Then we get a line that adds more depth of love, devotion, and courage to the first confrontation between Kafka and Shinomiya Sr. And believe you me, that is getting its own video. Then Then we get to the proper meat of the episode. Now, here is how the second theory went. Again, not really my theory. This one I have to credit to my good friend Grim Saber. Go check out his channel, by the way. He does a lot of fun anime reviews and covers a much broader spectrum of anime than I do. But Grim, Dan Explains, and I were having a chat, knocking around theories several months ago, and this would have been a video I posted, except I did not record it properly because I'm not very technologically capable. But anyway, when I brought up the little detail that when we first see Big Daddy Shinamaya's name, it's on a document that several years previous to when the story starts in a panel, and the first name of the director of the Defense Force is listed as Ko-Shinamiya, K-O-U Shinamaya, instead of Iso Shinamaya. Now, I suggested two ideas for that one. One, for plot reasons, that might have been Mommy Shinamaya's name, that she might have been the director of the Defense Force at the time. Or two, given that most Japanese kanji, especially the ones used for names, can be translated in two different ways, this might just be a difference in opinion between the choices for translation in Chapter 1 and the translation in Chapter 30. 30 odd when we first introduced to Big Daddy Shinamiya properly and see that his given name is Iso. Dan and I were mulling over the first theory when Grimm actually pulled up some official documentation that solidly confirmed that it was the second theory, that K-O-U is just another way to pronounce the kanji for Director General Shinamaya's name. But then Grimm posited that Mommy Shinamaya was in fact a Defense Force officer, one who lost her life fighting the kaiju, resulting in some of the mental trauma we see in both Shinamaya Sr. and Jr. And while we did have that basically confirmed back in the scene where Shinamaya Sr. is defending his choice to keep Kafka alive, this chapter gives us full, indisputable confirmation in the most glorious of ways. Mommy Shinamaya wasn't just a Defense Force officer. Hikari Shinamaya was the captain of the 2nd Division, wielder of Kaiju Weapon No. 4, and the predecessor of Mina Ashiro of the 3rd Division in the hearts and minds of the people of Japan. Of course, this information only spawned more theories. We still don't know if Kaiju No. 6 killed Mommy Shinamaya directly in that confrontation. I'd say, given from the information we get in this chapter, that it's equally likely that Kaiju No. 4 posthumously got its revenge on her, but again, that gets its own video. Now, back to the present time in the story. We still don't know what is blocking Kafka's transformation. Kikoru is assuming that it's Kaiju No. 9, a solid theory all around, and basing her attack off of that theory. So we will see, probably in the next chapter, if Kafka is able to transform. Now, we as the reader saw Kaiju No. 9 react to Kafka's human form with mild surprise, suggesting that this isn't Kaiju No. 9's doing, that Kaiju No. 9 fully expected to see Kaiju No. 8 up there. On the other hand, the interference might be unconscious on Kaiju No. 9's part. But Kaiju No. 9 could be a consummate liar, even if his stream of consciousness ramblings. We will see. But we will have to wait 2 weeks for that, with no art chapter to hold us over. So, while you wait, check out the links below the video to pre-order your copy of Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, which comes with a free electronic and a free audiobook version of Humans Are Weird. I have the data. Monty Python meets Star Trek in this book of human absurdity. Peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, the second book of human absurdity, is now up and going on Indiegogo. If you follow the links below the video, you will be able to pre-order your copy of Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote in electronic format or paperback format. Now, same as last time, everybody who orders the paperback format will automatically get the author-read version of the Humans Are Weird audiobook. And in addition, this time, I am going to announce one of my first stretch goals. If I sell 500 books, then I am going to take the money and I am going to hire the local studio to make a full-on audiobook. High quality, professional recording, professional scripting, everything. So that's going to be my first announced stretch goal. At 500 books, I am going to hire Willamina Studios to make a full-on audiobook. Everybody who orders a paperback book will get the audiobook as a matter of course if we reach that first stretch goal. All right. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, the second book of human absurdity, available on Indiegogo. Check out the links below.